Hi, today we are going to make buttermilk cornbread. I've got my ingredients all together. We've got our cornmeal, our flour, eggs, buttermilk, sugar and salt, baking powder, and baking soda. So let's get started. Let's get started making our buttermilk cornbread. We've got 1 cup of cornmeal. To that, you add 1 cup of flour. I've got cake flour. You can use regular flour if you like, but I love to use cake flour in my cornbread. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Next, I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And we mix our dry ingredients. I've got 1 cup of buttermilk. Add the 2 eggs. Stir until it's all incorporated together. Make sure those eggs are really mixed in. Now let's get the skillet. I've got my oven preheated at 450 degrees. To the skillet, I've added 1/4 cup of oil. Now to that oil, I'm going to add a ½ stick of butter so we can get that nice buttery taste. Now, after your butter is all melted, you're going to hit this cornmeal mixture with that hot buttery oil. You don't want to pour all of it in. You need to leave a little bit in the skillet to pour your cornmeal over. Now make sure that's all mixed together. Then we're going to pour it into our skillet. Okay. Let's get that into the skillet. Put the skillet in the oven, and we're going to let that bake for about 20 minutes. Our timer went off. Let's get the cornbread out. Okay, now that the cornbread is done, let it sit and rest for about 5 minutes before serving. Okay, now that the cornbread has cooled, let's get it on a platter. Then we're gonna cut a piece. Ooh, it looks good, nice and hot. Doesn't that look yummy? Looks good enough to eat without anything on it, but I like to put butter on mine. So I'm just gonna slice it, add some butter, and have a piece. Hot cornbread, so good.